So these are my League One predictions for this weekend. Starting off then with Peterborough versus Stockport. Stockport didn't have a game this weekend due to obviously its national break. Peterborough, .U Mines Impact, haven't they? Obviously .U Mines Impact. I think did they play this weekend? No, they got postponed as well. And obviously U Mines Impact with New Williams. I do remember obviously one of Williams' first games, they did end up destroying AFC London 5-0. It's ain't bad, is it? Not a bad start for the U Minder as well. And finding his feet in terms of the people who dug out as well. And Stockport, in terms of their last game, I think they lost to Luton, didn't they? Lost 3-0 at home to Luton as well. This shows League One, isn't it? In the unpredictable results in League One. And Stockport are still top as well. They're still top, despite that defeat. And hard game to call because they got new mind to impact at Peterborough. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in that one. Exeter versus Burton. Burton did play this past weekend during its national break. They obviously picked up a 1-0 win at home to Burton. Picked up a 1-0 win at home to Blackpool, which is quite a good win because Blackpool had a huge impact under Ian Everett, of course. So Burton, they're in good form, aren't they? Obviously, they defeated Bradford as well. I'm pretty sure 2-1. And they go away to Exeter, who narrowly lost 2-1 away at Orient. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that one between Exeter and Burton. Port Vale versus Plymouth. Port Vale, not a bad point for Port Vale, 0-0 draw against Wickham. While Plymouth didn't play this weekend. So I think Port Vale will be more sharper though, won't they? They'll be more sharper because they played Port Vale, while Plymouth haven't. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Port Vale against Plymouth. I don't know if I think Tom Kevery's still in charge of Plymouth as well. This is not liking Tom Kevery at all. And I did tell people, even though I had them in the playoffs, he's not going to take you over the line. AFC London versus Wigan. Wigan's game was postponed as London's game was postponed. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that one between London and Wigan. Barnsley versus Luton. Luton 2-0 at home to Rotherham, which this probably sums Luton up, doesn't it? So Luton so they end up beating the league leaders 3-0, and then the game you expect them to win, then to Rotherham, they draw 0-0. This sums League One up, doesn't it? But obviously Luton, they take on Barnsley. Barnsley's game was postponed against Northampton. So the fact that Luton drew against Rotherham, I'm going to go for Luton to win. Because Luton just don't be one of them teams where they'll probably win one game, then don't win the next game. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Luton away at Barnsley. The standout game of the weekend for me is Bolton versus Bradford. Two massive football clubs as well, going up against each other. I think both of them didn't play this past weekend. And I can't split the two teams. We can't split them. I think there's going to be goals in that game. Done go for a 2-2 draw between Bolton and Bradford. Should give up to expectations, shouldn't it? And Orient versus Blackpool. And Orient obviously won 2-1 against Exeter. Blackpool obviously suffered that 1-0 defeat away at Burton. I think Blackpool will bounce back though. I'm going to go for Blackpool to win 2-1 away at Orient. Mansfield versus Huddersfield. I'm not convinced. I don't think anyone's convinced by Yi Kwan as Huddersfield manager, to be honest with you. I don't think anyone was ever convinced. And Mansfield, them was obviously postponed. I'm going to go for Mansfield to win 2-1 against Huddersfield and pile more pressure on Yi Kwan at Huddersfield. Northampton versus Cardiff. Will be a hard game. Definitely will be a hard game for Cardiff, but I still expect Cardiff to win. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Cardiff away at Northampton. Reading versus Rotherham. Rotherham 2-0 against Luton. Reading game was postponed. Obviously, Ian Featherston's former club as well, isn't it? Rotherham. So he'll be looking to get one over Rotherham, and I think he will. And Dundalk for a 1-0 win for Reading. Stevenage versus Doncaster. Stevenage game was postponed. Doncaster suffered a 2-1 defeat away at Yenton. Yenton, who are now second in the League One table. I think Stevenage will get the win here. And I'd offer Stevenage to win 2-0 against Doncaster. And Wickham versus Yenton. Wickham 2-0 against Port Vale. Yenton 1-2-1 against Doncaster. I've gone for a 1-1 draw between Wickham and Yenton. I think that's another good game. That'll be another good game in League One. So they're my League One predictions for this weekend. Feel free to leave your predictions down below in the comments. And I'll see you all for the EFL Championship predictions.